Hi beautiful people, hope everybody is doing fantastic wherever you are in this world, and especially to those on the East Coast. Hope you guys are staying warm. You guys, we are never satisfied with the weather and the hot or the cold, but today in Alabama it is very cold, but you know what, we can make ourselves warm. So I hope everybody had a fantastic day at work or virtual learning. Our day went so smooth. It was absolutely a breeze today. Don't forget, you guys, please like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a video. And let's get into this one. So before I get into the video, I like to always make my disclaimer. Anything I talk about in this video is my opinions, my observations. Please don't take it as fact. Feel free to do your own research and see what you come up with and come to your own conclusion. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you to everybody that was wishing my kids well, and I explained to you guys about the bullying that they go through, but this pandemic has actually been a blessing in disguise to actually have them at home. But they're doing well, they truly are, they're thriving. And that's the most important thing to me, because at the end of the day, if you are a parent, you know, our kids are, for me, my kids are my world. You know, anything happens to them, it's like, that's the end. Mama Bear is going to come out. And being here in the States is like, I had to learn a different way of approaching stuff, because back home, we handle things totally different. Trust me, we handle things totally different. But anyway, it's here nor there. You guys, I'm going to speak on mental health. If you feel you need help, please seek help. There's nothing more important than your mental health. If you need to take time away, take the time. I have been down that road from stress to depression. When you get into that dark space, it is so hard to get out of that dark space. I learned that the hard way. And that's why I can tell you, if you are a parent or anybody that's going through a tough time, learn to actually set boundaries for yourself. It's so important to make sure that you are okay. Me, for example, like I've told you guys, that's my thing, is to get up 3 o'clock every morning and make sure I have my me time. Because it makes such a difference, you guys. I promise you it makes such a difference. Find a way, even if it's even half an hour in the evenings, to take that time, run yourself a good bath, put bubbles in it, just to decompress and have your space. Find the time, I beg of you. And especially if you feel you're at that point, you're on the edge, seek help. I beg of you, please seek help. This is a safe space, you guys. You can leave whatever or however you feel, as long as you're not going and putting the hate on her. Everybody has opinions, and I can respect everybody's opinion. Everybody doesn't always agree, okay? So she goes on and she says, you know, she's just down, she's not depressed. Okay. And that she's under so much stress and she's complaining how people hate her. Now, let me explain something. Again, I'm going to say, we're grown adults, okay? When you're in a situation like this, in my opinion, who gives a shit what the next person thinks? For number one. Number two, if it really matters to you what people think about you, maybe you should venture out to do something else. Because this YouTube and what you do, Katie, is just not for you, in my opinion. And then this is where I started, and I instantly got frustrated. And that's just me. She can speak however she wants to speak and let out whatever, how she feels. But my thing is that, you guys, she, in my opinion, I feel she uses her son as a pawn, you know. And thank God, he has come through so much. It is amazing, amazing. But I think she should use that story to reflect on how and what a strong person she is. Not look at it as if to say, oh, can you please feel sorry for me because I nearly lose my son. We've gone through so much with him. So if I could have gone through that, I can go through this, but can you stop hating on me? That's just me. And then she goes on to say that she is the sole provider. Her husband was laid off from work. Katie, and this is just me. I'm not judging you, but I'm just giving my opinion, okay? A marriage is a union. Whatever the family needs, you'll put your head together. In this instance, you're going through a rough patch. In my opinion, your husband should go out there and try find something to provide for his family. You can't sit online and truly beg people to provide for you, to help you out, because a lot of people out there are having such a hard time. I myself get up in the morning, first thing, thank you Lord for another day, and secondly, as on my mind, who is out there in this cold that hasn't got a roof over their head? But that's just me, you know, and especially after hearing you talk about all the necessities for your son. Why is this large burden on you? I'm sure even a job at Walmart or Target or something like that will help in some way. And I'm not judging anybody for helping Katie, but I'm going to get to what truly frustrates me. Katie needs to take time off social media just for her mental health. Stress can lead to depression. And if you have all this on your shoulders, I can only imagine what you're going through. You even said you don't want to wish any of this on anybody. But I don't believe that. Because as soon as you got off this whole train of, you first want to say thank you, then you want to tell people stop being mean to you. After all this is said and done, you go straight on Twitter and you attack Sharrell's world. And this is what the tweet said. She says, Sharrell, please stop. You falsely accused me of hacking you. You falsely accused me of saying the N-word. Your husband called my husband a maggot, but used the other letter in front of it. You avoided service on a lawsuit, so please stop interviewing people about me when your hands are filthy and also being sued. Now, how is that okay? How? How in your right mind are you going and telling people what to do on their channels? You didn't like that. So why? You sit there in tears, which I'm not judging you for, saying how people are mean to you, how people are hating on you. But then you going and attacking somebody else. But anyway, let's move on. Then she goes on to say, oh, if people know me, they know I wouldn't do such and such a thing. Okay. You have, on your Without a Crystal Ball, okay? You have 135,000 subscribers. Do you really think those 135,000 subscribers actually know you personally? People go off your actions because they don't know you personally, Katie. So you should figure that out. You sitting there and it's all about you, not realizing where all this started and why it started, Katie. But this is just what truly blew me away. She went on and she was like, oh, the emails I've been getting the past 2 weeks, they're so horrible. Nobody should ever see emails like that. Hold on. This is where I'm like, no, absolutely not. Example, Nat. Look at the torment that woman went through. You couldn't help her. Look at what Salt was going through. You accused him of harassing you. Look at what Emily D. Baker was going through. And what was your previous words to her? Emily needs to wake the fuck up. So how is all that okay for them to go through now that you're going through it? Not that I'm saying it's okay. It's far from okay. So how is that now what you're going through more important than what they were going through? let's recap this. Why this is happening, Katie. This by no means is it okay. It's absolutely wrong, but I can't be accountable for anybody but myself, okay? Tati, you went and you dug and you dug and you dug for information on Tati, her husband, and Tati's family, okay? So you felt because it's public record, that's okay. That's okay. Which by no means am I saying it's wrong, but morally, absolutely wrong. So you decided that you're going to be the big man and you're going to bring this woman down and her husband down. You made that choice. For 18 months, Tati begged you. She sent you 4 cease and desists, which you totally ignored. You thought this is all fun and games. You're the bigger person. You're the main one. Nobody else thought of doing this, so you're going to be the one. You want to play with the big dogs. This is how you were at that time.
I haven't had to stop talking about literally any celebrities. Ever. Period. Not one. Even with cease and desist letters, Tati Westbrook leads the pack with 3 cease and desist letters to Katie Paulson and Without a Crystal Ball. To that I say, thanks Tati, I'm still running my channel and writing content. I'm not going to be a party of this lawsuit. Like, to be honest, like I have not, here's the thing why I know they're never going to sue me. They're never going to sue me because if they sue me, they have to basically open discovery. And then I can say, well, did you not do this? Prove to me that you didn't do this. You know, show me the evidence that this didn't happen. They're never going to sue me because the discovery for me would be terrible for them. So there's no way they're going to file a lawsuit about me. They're not going to file a lawsuit about me, but she's not going to sue me. She's got way bigger fish to fry right now.
But this woman for 18 months reached out to you and asked you to please stop. And you felt, you know what? I'm not going to stop. They're not going to sue me. And look what happened. You went on and you claimed that you know who the hacker is. It's so hard for you to see how people will go out and do things to blame on you. But let me call bullshit on this, okay? You again, there's another cryptic tweet, which you said, we found the answer. I'm so relieved. How come nobody's finding out about this answer, Katie? You're worried about the FBI, but you're not worried about for you. You're worried about it for this next person. Why did it have to come to this? If you knew, why weren't you telling your attorney, Katie? You said you got to keep your mouth shut. You've never kept your mouth shut, Katie. Then she goes on and she says, oh, she wants the bigger T channels to stop making the videos about her trauma. How many videos have you made on other people's trauma, Katie? To me, honestly, you went and you singled out Tiba Ellie or Truth Sleuth. But I actually went and I watched her videos. And the videos she does is nothing compared to other videos I've seen about you. Give credit where credit is due, okay? What she breaks down has absolutely not even a tip of the iceberg to other videos out there about you, Katie. So why did you need to go and single her out? In my opinion, you want to be one of the big dogs, okay? Now that you began to climb the ladder and be where you are, it's hard for you to accept the consequences. Because a lot of T channels or commentary channels have been through what you're going through. But you know what they chose to do? They chose to do what was right for their channels. They chose to listen to the cease and desist. They chose to do what was best for them. It wasn't about their ego. It was what was best for their livelihoods. And I like this tweet that Gabriel Zamora put out. It says, freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences. I like that. You begging Truth Sleuth to stop. You saying her videos are vile. They're not vile, in my opinion. You will go ahead and you accuse her of defaming you, Katie. It's like, where the hell does this stop? Who is going to be able to get through to you and say, you know what? I brought this all upon myself. I got to do what's best for me and my family. I can't go out there and guilt people to feel bad for me. You sticking in your truth, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, that's your choice. At this point, Katie, you say that you sticking up for what's right. I also want to make this very clear, Katie. With all, not all, but I haven't watched everything, honestly speaking, and that's the truth. I have a very full life. But anyway, these people that are reporting about you, I have not one time come across anybody that has gone to dig up public records about you, Katie. Not one person. Maybe I'm wrong and somebody can correct me, but I've never seen somebody do what you did to Tati do to you. Nobody has done that. My opinion, okay? All these commentary channels that are going after you, majority of them are going after you because of their experience with you, how you've treated them, what you've done to them. So at the end of the day, it's not about coming after you just for the sake of coming after you. And I'm not justifying anybody's actions, don't get me wrong. All I'm saying is a lot of commentary channels that did pop up to talk about Katie, they spoke about Katie because of the interaction they had with her and the type of things that she's done to them. She says the money that she's using for legal fees should be the money for her child, and the commentary channels shouldn't want this because this will screw things up for them. Hold on. For number one, Katie, what you did to Tati, please somebody, this is the second time I'm saying this, please correct me if I'm wrong. Have you all seen any other commentary channels dig up people's public records and expose them? I don't know. I've never seen it. All the commentary channels that I've watched, it's all about reporting on the surface. This is not mainstream media, Katie. You're not Don Lemon or Rachel Maddow or Chris Cuomo. They protected. They know what to say. Yes, I know you have freedom of speech, but there's a boundary, absolute boundary. I'm no fan of Tati. Don't get me wrong, but wrong is wrong. This was hurting them. Whenever, and I always say this, whatever gets done in the dark will always come to light. You ended up in a shit show where you are afraid of going into bankruptcy. You're the one that wants to crying over how you seeing your channel diminish. You're not taking into consideration your prior actions, all the lives you've set on. You've disrespected people. You've called out people that are reporting on this case. You've been horrible, absolutely horrible. You've diminished people's feelings. You've dismissed people. It's all about Katie Joy. You say you want these attorneys that are reporting on this case of yours to be more tactful, to be more graceful. And when they talk about it, then you don't finish your sentence. Katie, let me explain something to you. I heard about Nate the lawyer from you. You were so convinced that he was unbiased. And which he was. He was rooting for you. He still is rooting for you. And what did you do to that poor man? Because he did a collaboration with Emily D. Baker, you cut him off. He did no wrong to you, but because of who you're associated with. Katie, we all grown fucking people. Can you put your big girl panties on? Because this is absolutely not working. It's not working. Also, you guys, towards the end of the live, this one woman came on, and let me just play this clip for you.
It was horrible and mean for me to eat M&Ms and joke about eating M&Ms. Okay, I'm sorry. It was how I ate them. Okay, but either way, this is totally irrelevant to what I'm talking about right now.
You see, you guys, she totally dismissed this woman's feelings. She's been arrogant. After coming on and saying, I'm sorry, this won't happen, I'll change, I'll do things better in the future. This woman was trying to explain how the way she was eating on her live, it affected her. But according to Katie, that's totally irrelevant at this point. How irrelevant is it? Other people were telling you how they felt. She's telling you how she feels, but her feelings is totally irrelevant. How do we make sense of that, Katie? You guys, I'm going to close with saying this. Katie, you need to take care of yourself. Your mental health is so important. It truly is the most important thing. You complained about the cops were at your house twice. CPS was called on you. I believe the cops were called to your house one time because people were afraid that you were going to hurt yourself. So basically, people were looking out for you. And you need to state that. Don't make it seem so dramatic and that people are just out to get you. Just be fair, okay? And in regard to your family, put your family first. No, let me back up. Put yourself first, because if you're not okay, your family's not going to be okay. And I learned that the hard way. Going through stress, depression, been there, done that, it's not worth it. What people think about you is totally irrelevant. If you put out content, people are going to like you for who you are, for the content you put out. Don't take things personally, Katie. It's not worth it. You have a son that depends on you, that adores you, that loves you. You've got to think about his well-being. Not if you're right or you're wrong. It's not about that. You've got to do what's right for him, Katie. Point blank, period. And all this business about you, the sole provider. In my opinion, maybe your husband should step up to the plate. And I don't mean to be disrespectful. But you got to do what you got to do to provide for your family. Because, and you guys can let me know if you may be a dad or a boyfriend or something, or a male figure, if you in that situation, what would you do? You got the help. All you got to do, Katie, is set boundaries. You have to set boundaries. Because if you don't set boundaries, you're going to be all over the place. So in that video last night, Katie came across like, oh, people are working on it, like the FBI will be involved. She even made note of, oh, we all know the FBI was mentioned in the week. I was pissed. Because 3 hours prior to making this video, she already knew that they found out who was involved in all this. And let's take a look at her Twitter. She put this tweet, "We found the answer, I'm so relieved." This was 3 hours before this video was made. Then she also says, "It's bizarre to see people that actively hate me actually believe me." It's like, really? So all that was for what? Crying on how it's so sad to see it's so disappointing to see her channel diminish after this has been a dream, after she's worked so hard. That's the name and the game of YouTube. And it goes on. "I guess there is a silver lining in some things. Either way, I'm staying positive because I finally know the truth." This is all before that video was made, where she came across like she didn't know who the hell was doing all this. Now, this is the deception that I can't take. This is just not right. Then she lists the video. I need to say something, okay? Then she goes on to say, I'm begging everyone to please stop the harassment. The number of death threats I've received the past 2 weeks is terrifying. Please, I'm begging the creators to please stop with the hateful videos which spread false allegations of horrendous crimes I haven't committed to stop. Katie, you're the one that has sat in your lounge unleashing your dogs. If people feel inclined to protect you, protect you. You gave the go-ahead. You dismissed people because they weren't giving you attention. You've called people out for discussing the loss of their children. You need to wake up. You need to realize, you need to sit back and think about what you've done to people before you come and you speak. Then she goes on and she says, Sharrell, please stop. You falsely accused me of hacking you. You falsely accused me of saying the N-word. Your husband called my husband a maggot. You avoided service on lawsuits. So please stop interviewing people about me when your hands are filthy and also being sued. So what happened to you going to change? You're going to do better. So straight after that live where you cried tears for people to feel sorry to you, you go and you start harassing people. In my opinion, I don't know Sharrell's world. I've heard about her. But don't do that. Then she went on and she said, taking accountability is not accepting blame over false allegations, or apologizing for crimes you didn't commit, or apologizing for someone's lies about me. I apologize and I take accountability when necessary. I will not be gaslit into apologizing for things I did not do, period. To me, that read arrogance. To say, well, don't tell me what to do. I'll do things what I feel is right. And we all know what happens to people that always feel they were right. But that's just my guess and my opinion. You guys, thank you so much. Please let me know what you think down below. Feel free. Please don't go send hate to anybody. And thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate you. Hope everybody has a wonderful evening this evening. And don't forget, be kind to one another and don't forget to wear your mask. I love you guys and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.